Good evening. What today is Monday, August 18th, 2025. Your day for Tuesday the 19th. All right, let's go. Window setups going into tomorrow. If you're looking for a gold, THM's cheapy. It's kind of interesting looking. We'll take a look at that in just 1 second. We'll get to the portfolio too. In fact, let's just hop into the charts. THM looks okay. Again, it's a cheapie. It would take a fairly wide stop. So, maybe like 130, 120. Kind of give it lots and lots of room on that one. Not a whole lot else in the Landry list tonight, and that's not necessarily a function of the overall market, but more of just where we are. Not a negative reflection of the market is what I'm trying to say, as I've been saying quite a bit. All right, let's take a look at the portfolio. TJ, not a bad day there. Almost to a new closing high. That's a great thing in IPOs, as you know. ABCL still sort of set up it here, especially if it could push toward the top of this pivot bar here. Still looks okay longer term. Kato's coming back a little bit after a bit of a dip, hovering around those all-time highs. So far, so good there. KGC right at all-time highs. If it begs out some new highs with vigor, we'll start to loosen up, or we'll start to trail that stop, I should say, loosely, as we have been. TFPM tried to rally, came back in, but so far it's just sort of pulled back in here, and so far it still looks like it has the potential to make a new leg higher. SLDP sell it off fairly hard. Sometimes when they take off fast like this, as you know, they'll come right back in. Hopefully, I know I just said hope, but hopefully the correction will be quick and will turn right back up. If not, on your stops. Let's take a look at the overall market, and then let's drill down. Not a tremendous amount to report tonight. Let's start with the P's. S&P 500. Kind of Flatsville, just kind of chopped around. Really didn't get anywhere, but not too far away from all-time highs. You know me, I like to say break out and not look back, but hey, so far, so good there. Did it for the NASDAQ. Choppy, narrow range trading. Again, I don't want to read too much into today's actions. Market's just sort of catching its breath in here. Inside day in the Rusty. Also choppy range, but it did manage to close up a little bit. And so far, this little breakout above this prior little resistance remains intact. Defense up a little bit, continues to consolidate at these high levels. The bigger the base, the bigger the launch into space, said Mr. Alcamparo. Hope I didn't butcher his name. I think I did. Anyway, EFA shares kind of Flatsville, but just off of brand new highs. Gold, a commodity, down a little bit, stuck in the middle of this trading range. Gold stocks hanging in there, though, just off of these brand new highs. So far, so good there. Let's take a look at pot stocks. Nice little bounce back there. Just melt up. So far remains intact. They do have a lot of overhead supply to deal with, but you know the routine, one day at a time. And it is a little ways away. So maybe you have some room between here and there is what I'm trying to say. Semiconductors up a little. So far they've just pulled back as of late, and so far they still look pretty interesting. So far so good there. Again, most areas still look pretty good. Metals pulling back a little bit, but that's okay. They could use a pullback. They've had a nice rally as of late. Financials up a little. They still look toppy, so ideally I'd like to see them make some new highs sooner rather than later. Retail up a little bit, not too far from brand new highs. So again, overall things still look pretty good for the most part. So the long side remains a side to play. Let's just wait for setups. Let's see what the next round of setups looks like. And then based on the amount of momentum out there, we should start seeing more and more setups fairly soon. So sit tight in the meantime. Everybody have a great night. If you have any questions, you know to retain. Thank you so much.